Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kiana J coming to you with my first video. So, as you can tell by the title of the video, my myeloma journey, actually, it's more than a myeloma journey. It's actually what my friend calls a multi-dimensional journey. So, I want to be as raw as possible with you guys because I want to be able to use this platform as a sort of healing, not just for myself, but for others who may be going through something similar, who may be going through the same things. We often go through things and we think that, oh, it's just us. Why God, me? I know that's how I was feeling and still feeling, but um, we don't realize or think that other people are going through similar situations, or that someone may be going through something a little bit more traumatic. And so I am hoping and praying that this video is a blessing to others. Let me start off by saying that um, this is not a, I would say, testimony type video. And let me explain. I am still going through this journey. The hurt and the pain that I am experiencing is still there. I I'm still dealing with it. And so if there is anyone that has a testimony, a similar situation, please, please feel free to share it because I need all of the encouragement that I can get. And there may be somebody else, again, that's going through this, that may be going through something similar, that needs a testimony as well. So please like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't know. I'm hoping that I will be able to continue to do these videos because, again, this is healing for myself. And I want this to glorify God and to be a healing platform for everyone. It's no judgment, no negative feelings as far as whatever situations you guys are going through. And I pray that there's no judgment when it comes to my situation. But I don't want this to be anything that's negative or, oh, well, I wouldn't have done that, type thing. No, I just want this to be a platform so that I can release all of the feelings that I'm going through. And again, pray that I can help others through this journey. So let me start off and kind of give you like a brief overview as far as what I going through right now. So last year, I found out that I was pregnant. Did not know that I could get pregnant because, from what I understand, all I thought I was going through was endometriosis, which, from what I understand, causes fertility issues. And so it wasn't like I was trying to get pregnant. I was just told that I couldn't. So found out that I was pregnant and started having just some different issues as far as, because I have three girls before, three older girls. And so this pregnancy was different. And I just thought maybe because it was my age, because I'm in my 40s. And I just thought maybe, I'm just, at that age and every pregnancy is different. But I started having a lot of sinus issues. My nose would get dry. I couldn't breathe at all. I would use nasal spray. I know you're not supposed to use it, but so many times, but I had to because I just could not breathe at all. In the midst of all of this, I had gotten married, and marriage is something that I had desired for as long as I could remember. I wasn't one of those college girls that, oh, okay, well, my mom was really, really strict. She did not allow us to go anywhere. So I would not say I got like buck wild when I got to college, but it was just a lot of things that I just did not do. because I desired to be a wife. A lot of things I did not know during that particular time. But anyway, I had desired to be a wife for a very, very, very long time. So when it happened, I was just elated. Like, I was glorifying God. I wanted to make sure that I kept God into my marriage. I wanted to make sure that everything that the Bible said about marriage, I made sure that I, submissive, all of those things. And that's what I wanted to be. So, getting further along in the pregnancy, there were certain tests that you have to run in your 40s that, um, I did not know anything about. But anyway, the tests were ran and all of the tests came back as inconclusive. And so, again, I thought it was just because of the endometriosis that was causing any issues as far as, with the testing. So going further down the line, going further a couple of more weeks, I started feeling extreme pain in my ribs. And so my left and my right ribs, I'm like, it feels like they're fractured. I'd never had a broken bone, never had anything like this to happen, but I knew the symptoms of it. When I was breathing, it would hurt to breathe. I could not walk, and it was just extreme, extreme pain. So I called my OB, and I was like, well, it feels like my ribs are fractured. I'm in extreme pain, and I really, I'm really concerned. And so he sent me to labor and delivery. And so stayed in labor delivery for a couple of days. And of course, they had to go through all of the COVID protocol. And I'm like, no, this isn't COVID. It's not like a cold. Like, this is in extreme pain. And so ran some tests, and they wanted a little bit deeper and more exclusive as if they could, because I was, at that time, I was pregnant. I was about maybe 5 months pregnant, maybe going on 6. And so, again, thinking, because I found out the sex of the baby, it was a boy, and it was my first boy. So I did not know what to expect. And so got the test back, and took them about a day or two to be able to read the test of the results from the MRI, CT scans, and come to find out, I had fractures in my left and my right ribs. My right shoulder blade was fractured. My pelvis was fractured, and also my upper and lower spine was fractured. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like, where are these fractures coming from? And so he went ahead and told me that the fractures have actual spots on them. And so the spots were the actual cancer lesions, what they call them. And so, of course, my heart automatically dropped. So not only did I find out that I had cancer, I think, and forgive me with the dates because the chemo kind of just messes with me as far as my memory, but I remember being diagnosed September 1st of last year, 2021. And having all of these lesions, and my heart just dropped, and I'm just like, oh God, like, what do I do? And I remember just crying and crying, and I called my sister, I called my cousins, and they encouraged me and told me, this is not until death. That they just kept telling me that, and I will never forget that. Well, maybe about another month or so, I was still in the hospital. My husband comes in the hospital room, and he tells me he doesn't want to be in the marriage anymore, that he wants a divorce. And I just remember just crying all over again, asking God, why is all of this happening to me all at once? The person that swore that they would love me and honor and take care of me and be there for me, he tells me, once I'm diagnosed with cancer, that he doesn't want to be there. And I remember just being in shock, just being in awe, not really knowing what to say. All I could do was just cry. And as of right now, we're still going through that. I had to have a bone marrow transplant recently in March of this year, 2022. And still waiting, to see how that is going, praying that it's going well. But it's been difficult. It's been very difficult. I have a 6-month-old son that I'm having to take care of while going through chemo. Having to get my older children to keep him while I was in the hospital. Forgive me for my bandage. I keep closing my thing. I want to be as raw as possible. I just came from the doctor's office, so I'm pretty bandaged up from the bone marrow transplant and them having to place devices in my chest to do the transplant, and the ports in my chest that I use to, get the blood drawn and get different tests ran and different things and the procedures done. But yeah, this past year has been, nonetheless, for lack of better words, the most difficult time in all of my days. I thank God for my son. He is truly a miracle, and I thank God because He used him to save my life. If it were not for him, they would not have gone to the extent that they did to look for the cancer. They did not stage it because I believe he thinks that he caught it early enough. He said the onset of it was probably about 6 months. So I do have to go through, I'm kind of like in a rest mode right now. I'm not strong enough to take the chemo now. So I'll start back in maybe June or July with my chemo, and I have another 4 rounds of chemo from what they're saying so far. But I'm in prayer. I'm in prayer for my health. I'm honestly in prayer for my marriage, and trying to find as many encouraging words, encouraging videos, scriptures that will help me go through all of this. Having to take care of a 6-month-old, dealing with cancer, and dealing with my spouse. He's left the home. He left in December. And we still communicate and things of that nature. But one minute he's there, and the next minute, he's, talking about the divorce or getting angry. And I'm not saying this to make him out to be the bad person or be the bad guy. Of course, I do want him to be there. I want him to do and honor his vows. But again, I'm just sharing my story with you guys. So, for inspiration, prayer. This is, again, nothing to be negative or anything like that. I need encouragement. I need prayer. I need a word. I don't want to know what thus says this person and thus says that person. No, I'm seeking for an answer from God for my situations. I'm seeking for an answer from God for my marriage. And I can only try my best, and I've been trying my best. And I tell you, I'm just gonna be honest, guys. I probably failed so many times. When they say put it in God's hands, because the amount of times that I cry and the amount of times that I get emotional and just desire to reach out to Him or communicate. But it's a lot. It is a lot. And It's only by the grace of God that I make it through day by day. It's only by God's grace. Um, that's the only thing that I can think of. I mean, when he left, like I fell apart. I fell apart and not really knowing what to do. I didn't even know how to pray, what to pray for. So, um, again, if any of you guys have any similar stories, I would love to hear them. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe. And I pray to be able to come to you guys soon with other videos, updates, and again, to use this blog as a point of reference for those who love God and believe in God, but they're struggling in certain issues, and you're like, okay, God, I can't do this. you know, this is too much. I know you said you wouldn't put more on me than I can bear, but God, I beg to differ. Like, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel of this. I don't know. So I'm hoping that this, again, any type of encouragement or any type of testimonies, or if you're just going through something similar and you know exactly what I'm going through and how I feel, please share that. Because I mean, this is going to be a point of healing for all of us. And I pray you guys have a wonderful day. And I thank you so much for listening to my story and to my testimony. And of course, I'm believing for a breakthrough. I am believing for a breakthrough. And so, guys, with my healing and with my marriage. So, and I'm listening. Hopefully, I'll be able to listen to yours and read your comments and see your breakthroughs and your testimonies through myeloma, as well as through your marriage. So, I thank you guys for listening. I love you all. Thank you so much, and you guys be blessed. Bye bye.